You're listening to 3SAR's little corner of the internet where we turn lived experience into new chapters. I'm Joel Slate-Cairns, former army, current coffee addict, and your mate who can't help drawing battle maps on a napkin when we talk strategy.
And I'm Ryan Jury-Delaney, also ex-military, professional storyteller, enthusiastic snack consumer. Good to be back with you. If you're new here, welcome to the show built by vets for veterans, emergency services, and anyone who's keen on building a better career and life.
At 3CIR, we live by 5 big ones: courage, commitment, camaraderie, integrity, and respect. Not just a poster on the wall. It's the way we were forged in service, and it's how we help people transition with their heads high and their skills recognized.
Exactly. We started as ADF veterans with one mission: make the jump from uniform to civilian life less of a cliff and more of a ramp. We get the culture shock. We've felt the whiplash. This podcast is where we talk leadership, resilience, careers, and that magic word, RPL, recognition of prior learning.
Today we're rolling into something practical and powerful: business management, online courses that sharpen your edge whether you're starting up, stepping up, or steering a team that's already moving.
And if you're thinking business management, that sounds like suits and spreadsheets. Hang tight. We'll keep it human. This stuff is for the tradie who wants to build a brand, the nurse starting a side hustle, the corporal turning logistics skills into a legit operation. If you can run a patrol, you can run a project, right?
Right. Quick map of the episode. We're going to break down what a certificate-level business management qualification actually gives you, the core skills you'll nail, a bunch of electives that are more interesting than they sound, what to look for in a provider, and where RPL can slice 20 to 30% off your time to qualifications.
And later, we've got a mini action plan you can do this week to test the waters without committing your firstborn or your holiday fund. Stick around for that.
Let's set the scene. Online courses in business management are hands down one of the clearest ways to translate messy, real-life experience into a set of skills that employers recognize and your business actually needs. We're talking business planning, finance fundamentals, and yes, putting digital tech to work for you instead of the other way around.
I've got a mate, Medcore, did 10 years. Smart, organised, couldn't sit still. He wanted to launch a mobile physio outfit. Brilliant clinically, zero clue on pricing. He jumps into a certificate-level course, tackles managing business finances, learns how to build a basic cash flow, and stops undercharging in week 1. That one module probably paid for the whole course.
That's the thing. A certificate-level qualification is a door opener. Corporate path, it signals you speak the language. Entrepreneur path, it keeps you from setting your wallet on fire. Small business path, it gives you structure so you can scale without chaos. And no matter your starting point, the networking is real. Classmates become collaborators, customers, or honest critics.
You know what I mean? The good kind of critic who tells you your Facebook ad looks like it was made in a microwave. We all need those.
So, what's in the box? Core strands first. Number 1, undertaking business planning. That's about turning a dream into a document that directs action. Vision, goals, the customers you're aiming for, the risk you're willing to take, and how you'll measure it.
And if you're allergic to big, glossy business plans, relax. We're talking practical. Who are you serving? How do you reach them? What does it cost? And how do you keep them? It's just campaign planning with revenue at the end instead of a sit rep.
Number 2, refining and strengthening a business. You've got version 1 of your operation? Great, now sharpen it. That's process improvement, feedback loops, quality control, trimming waste. Think of it like kit maintenance. Wipe it down, fix the wobble, take out what you don't need.
And number 3, managing business finances, the big fear for a lot of people. But it's not Wall Street maths. It's cash in, cash out, and the timing in between. Do you invoice on time? Do you know your break even? Can you look at a simple report and see danger or opportunity? We've both led teams that had to stretch a budget like a ration pack. Same muscle.
Later in the show, we'll give you a 2-minute version of a cash flow forecast that anyone can do on a napkin. Hold me to that.
I'm definitely holding you to the napkin promise. Now, electives. This is where you tailor the course to your world. You might get stuck into developing marketing concepts. That's your message, your look, and where you speak so your customer actually hears you.
It's also how to avoid the trap of trying to be everything to everyone. Pick a lane. A marketing concept is your flag. You plant it and say, "We're about this." Veteran-owned coffee? Then your story, your visuals, your tone, make it coherent.
Implementation of customer service strategies is another one. Not just smiling at people. What's your response time? What do you say when things go wrong? How do you retain people so your sales tomorrow aren't starting from zero? Service is a system, not vibes.
Addressing customer needs. Here's the hard truth. Your product isn't the hero. The customer is. That elective trains you to ask better questions and build offers that solve real pain. In the field, it's mission focus. In business, it's value focus.
Reporting on financial activity, yeah, we know, not the sexy one, but it's your scoreboard. This is where you learn to speak with your accountant, present numbers to a stakeholder, or check your own for blind spots. A simple monthly report beats a gut feeling every time.
Compliance with franchisee obligations and legislative requirements. If you're thinking franchise, fitness, food, tech services, this is essential. Franchising can be a terrific springboard, but you must know the contract, the compliance, and the laws. You don't want to win customers and lose a legal battle.
And using digital technologies for collaboration, that's a tongue twister, but it's crucial. How do you run a team across Perth, Brisbane, and a bloke on the road? Tools, workflows, security. As veterans, we love comms discipline. Same deal here. Clear channels, known protocols, minimal chaos.
There's a temptation to say, I'll figure it out as I go. But think about how many headaches you can avoid with a few targeted units. You don't have to do them all. You design your pathway.
Speaking of pathways, here's a teaser we'll circle back to. Recognition of prior learning, RPL, can credit the skills you already have so you're not starting from scratch. And with the right evidence, you can reduce your time by 20 to 30%. That's not marketing fluff, that's your Saturdays back. Saturdays.
We'll unpack that in a bit. But let me drop a quick connection to previous episodes. Remember when we talked leadership and decision-making under pressure? Business management is where those soft skills get tied to hard outcomes. Lead yourself into structure, not just staminas.
On the 3CIR site, we've got short videos on leadership, HR, work health and safety, security, business, marketing, government, project management, all of it. If you like learning in short sprints, those are a cheat code. Watch one on your lunch break and boom, new tool in the kit.
Now, let's hit a story. A sergeant we worked with, let's call her Jess, spent 8 years running stores and logistics. She's on the outside now, decides to manage a small distribution outfit. She's got discipline and knows inventory like the back of her hand. But when the owner asks for a business plan for a new region, she's like, I can run it. But writing the plan?
Classic moment. She takes a business management unit on planning and one on reporting financial activity. Suddenly, she isn't just keeping the machine running, she's steering the direction. She maps the market, sets a budget, presents it cleanly. 3 months later, she's promoted because she didn't just have the muscle, she had the language.
And the great part? She used RPL to credit her prior logistics experience and leadership. She didn't repeat what she already knew. She filled gaps and proved the rest.
That's how you transition with momentum, okay? Let's do Slate's napkin cash flow. Keep it simple. You promised.
All right, grab something to write on in your head. Now, column 1, money in per month. Not what you hope, what's realistic. Column 2, fixed costs, rent, subscriptions, phone, fuel. Column 3, variable costs, materials, casual labor, shipping. Column 4, your pay. Don't be a martyr. Pay yourself something. Now subtract 2, 3, and 4 from 1. If it's negative, don't panic. Adjust. Raise price 5%. Reduce a cost. Change payment terms. Forecast 3 months ahead so you see the cash drought before it hits. That's it. 2 minutes.
You left out one vital column, snack budget. Jokes aside, that basic visibility beats flying blind, and it's the kind of thing a managing business finances unit will formalise so you're not reinventing it every month.
Right. Let's get practical on choosing a provider, because every course brochure looks amazing until you're 6 weeks in and realize they never return your emails. Look for an RTO, Registered Training Organization, that actually runs the kind of training you need. Check their scope, the official list of qualifications they're approved to deliver. Make sure the institution is accredited. Don't just rely on a slick website.
And do the vibe check. Are they experienced with veterans and emergency services? Do they talk your language? If you're juggling shifts or family, do they offer truly flexible online delivery, or do they say flexible and then schedule everything at 2 p.m. on Wednesdays? You know what I mean?
Also ask about support. Mentors, assessors who give real feedback, not just tick boxes, and get the word on RPL up front. If your background has heavy-duty experience, there's no reason you should be relearning how to lead a team or run a risk assessment.
At 3CIR, we're a bit obsessive here. We guide you through whether RPL is viable, what evidence you'll need, and where a course fills the gaps. Sometimes it's a combo, RPL for half, targeted learning for the rest. Saves time, saves money, keeps you engaged.
One myth to kill. RPL isn't a shortcut that lowers standards. It's a pathway that recognizes what you've already demonstrated. If you've managed budgets, solved operational problems, led teams, or implemented systems, that's evidence of competency. The assessment still has to be rigorous, but you're not repeating your career in slow motion.
We'll go deep on that next episode. We'll break down what is RPL, the application process, how to fill out your application form without overthinking it, how to gather evidence so assessors can say yes instead of maybe, and what the assessment feels like from the inside. And we'll talk about why we've got a bit of swagger about 3CIR's RPL expertise.
T's accepted. Back to business management, because I want to talk electives again, marketing and customer service. These are the two that often feel fluffy until you realize they're your engine. A clean marketing concept lets people know exactly who you are. Then a real customer service strategy keeps them around.
The trick is consistency. If your marketing says fast, friendly, transparent, but your emails take a week and your invoices are cryptic, you're breaking your own promise. The elective units force you to write down the promise and build processes that keep it.
Another unit, addressing customer needs, teaches you to do discovery properly. That's as simple as 5 better questions before you pitch. What's your biggest headache right now? What have you tried? What would a win look like in 30 days? How often does this problem show up? What's a deal breaker for you? You ask that set, you'll close more business and build better solutions.
And don't sleep on digital collaboration. We've got teams across time zones, a course that gets you hands-on with collaboration tools, shared drives, permissions, security hygiene. It sounds basic until a file goes missing and your client meeting starts in 5. Processes prevent panic.
Let's paint 2 quick learner profiles. First, Danny, a firefighter moving into a family-run franchise in fitness. Electives for her: compliance with franchisee obligations, reporting on financial activity, and customer service strategies. She also grabs a bit of marketing to build her local community presence. Through RPL, she gets credit for leadership and WHS competencies from her service.
Second, Ahmed, an engineer working in a large company who wants to climb the corporate ladder. He doesn't need to start a business, he wants to manage one. Core units in planning and finance, electives in marketing concepts to talk to the sales team, plus digital collaboration to handle cross-functional projects. He completes a certificate-level qualification and uses it to pitch for a team lead role. He wins it because he now speaks across departments.
If you're thinking, this sounds good, but I don't know where to start, do a quick self-audit. Ask yourself, what do I already do well? What breaks under pressure? Where am I guessing? Then match those answers to units. If finance breaks under pressure, pick that first. If your message is all over the shop, start with marketing concepts.
And please pick an accredited provider. It matters later when HR asks for your quals, and it matters now when you want your time respected. 3CIR's business management courses are built to be flexible, practical, and aligned to national standards. You can jump on the site, check the business course page, and see the units laid out, plus pathways to higher quals.
We've also got those bite-sized videos we mentioned: leadership, HR, WHS, security, business, marketing, government, project management. Watch a couple and see what sparks. If a video on project scoping lights you up, that's a clue.
All right, tiny tangent. People ask us, is online learning legit? Is it as valuable as in person? The answer is, if the RTO is solid and the assessment is competency-based, yes. The value is in what you can actually do after. Online lets you learn around life on a night shift, early morning before school drop-off, you fit it in.
And the best learners treat it like training. Schedule it, set small milestones, create accountability. Want a hack? Study buddy. Find one person who's also doing the course, leave voice notes, compare notes, hold each other to deadlines. It's camaraderie powered.
I want to talk about strengthening and refining a business for a minute, because this is where people either level up or stall out. The unit pushes you to collect data, but also to listen. Run a simple after-action review every month. What went well? What didn't? What will we do differently? Military DNA. Turns out it's also a growth engine.
Same with risk. Don't overcomplicate it. A risk register isn't scary. It's a list of things that could hit you, the likelihood, the impact, and your mitigation. Suppliers, cash flow, key people, compliance dates, tick, tick, tick. That kind of discipline stops bad days becoming bad months.
This is where RPL shines too, because if you've done risk assessments, led teams, handled operational planning, you might already be competent in half of these areas. The assessor isn't grading your memories, they're validating evidence. Emails, SOPs you wrote, rosters you managed, budgets you reconciled, training logs you kept, it all counts.
Okay, as promised, let's give people a mini action plan. No pressure, just momentum. 5 steps you can do this week. Number 1, list your top 3 goals for the next 6 months. Promotion, start a side business, stabilize a current one. Pick one to prioritize.
Number 2, watch 2 3CIR short videos related to that goal. If you're eyeing a business course, watch the business and marketing ones, 10 minutes total.
Number 3, do the napkin cash flow we talked about, even if it's hypothetical. If you're corporate, do it for a project's budget. If you're a small business, do it for next month.
Number 4, book a chat with 3CIR. Ask about business management courses and RPL. In 10-15 minutes, you'll know if you're a good candidate for credit and which units make sense.
Number 5, gather one piece of evidence for RPL as a start. Just one. A position description showing duties, a performance review highlighting responsibilities, a basic budget you managed, a plan you wrote. Start the folder. Momentum matters.
If you do those 5, you'll have clarity, a tiny plan, and a conversation on the books. That's how careers shift. Small moves consistently.
Quick myth-busting speed round. Business management is only for people who want to be CEOs. False. It's for anyone who wants to influence outcomes. You must be a maths person. Nah. You need a system person, and systems can be learned. Online learning is isolating. Not if you use support and community. 3CIR brings both.
Another one, I've been in my industry forever. A certificate won't help. It will if you're missing the paper or the language to move up. And if you've got the experience, RPL can speed it up. That 20 to 30% time saving we mentioned, that's real. So for some, it's more. Depends on your evidence.
Let's talk evidence, because we get this question daily. What counts? Think like an assessor. Can they see your role, your level of responsibility, and the outcomes you drove? Put in position, descriptions, letters from supervisors, rosters, training plans, risk registers, budget spreadsheets, project plans, meeting minutes where you led actions, photos of work in context, even emails that show you coordinated and delivered. Organize it by unit where possible. Label everything so a stranger understands it.
And don't worry if you're not tidy. We help you make it tidy. That's part of the service. We're not sitting in judgment saying, shame your file names are chaos. We've all been there. The goal is clarity, not perfection.
Before we wrap, I want to anchor the why. Business management isn't about chasing titles, it's about building capability. Maybe that's the capability to start your own outfit, to lead inside a company, or to make your current business sustainable. Capability buys you freedom. Freedom to choose work that suits your values, to support your family, to contribute in ways that matter.
And for our veterans and emergency services family, it's also identity. You're not losing who you were, you're adding who you can be next. A certificate, a course, RPL, these are bridges. You're the asset crossing the bridge.
If you're ready to explore, check out 3CIR's business courses. You can browse units, see where they lead, and talk to a real person who gets where you're coming from. And while you're there, jump into the video library, leadership, HR, WHS, security, business, marketing, government, project management. Pick one, start a thread.
Quick detour into franchise land because we dropped it earlier and I know someone out there is considering it. Franchises give you brand and systems, but they come with obligations. That elective on franchisee compliance is golden. It walks you through legislative requirements so you don't sign a contract with a surprise sting. Pair it with customer service strategies and you'll stand out inside the franchise networks.
And if you're not a franchise person, that same compliance mindset applies. Every industry has rules, privacy, safety, employment law. Business credibility isn't just what you do, it's how you operate.
All right, let's land this with a rapid highlights reel. Business management courses give you structure, the core, business planning, strengthening operations, and managing finances. Electives let you customize marketing concepts, customer service, addressing customer needs, financial reporting, franchise compliance, digital collaboration. Choose an accredited RTO. Do your research. RPL can credit your experience and save you serious time. 3CIR exists to guide you through all of it.
And because we're us, we won't leave you hanging. Next episode, we're going full dive deep into RPL. What is recognition of prior learning? How does the RPL application process really work? We'll deliberate it, break it down step by step, fill out your recognition of prior learning application form together in spirit, talk about exactly how to gather evidence so you're not guessing, and demystify the assessment so you know what to expect.
And we'll also get into why 3CIR reigns supreme in the RPL world. Bold claim, but we've got the runs on the board, case studies, assessor tips, and a couple of those little templates we wish we had when we started.
In the meantime, take that 5-step action plan for a spin. Book the chat, watch a video, do the napkin cash flow, pick an elective that excites you. It's not about doing it all today. It's about deciding you're moving.
We're cheering you on, like the good mates who back you, and also tell you when your logo looks like a potato. You've got this.
This has been 3CIR with Slate and Jury. Keep your courage close, your camaraderie strong, and your next step clear.
Catch you next time for the RPL deep dive. Bring your evidence folder and your curiosity will make it feel easy.